Jin BTS's emotional solo performance in Japan may have contained secret messages for his BTS members. Fans uncover hidden constellations, changed lyrics, and silent signals that reveal a deeper truth. Did Jin BTS use his brief return to the stage to speak directly to the other members of BTS? Was The Astronaut not just a song, but a hidden letter filled with coded messages only the members would understand? What seemed like a simple one-song performance is now being reanalyzed by fans worldwide, and what they're finding is leaving everyone speechless. It started with a screen. During Jin's emotional surprise appearance in Tokyo, the LED backdrop behind him didn't show flashy effects or performance clips. It showed handwritten messages. At first, fans believed they were simply translations of ARMY letters. But the more they watched, the more things didn't add up. Some messages weren't recognizable, some were incomplete, some were far too personal. One line in particular sent chills through the fandom. If I could tell you everything, I would, but not everyone is listening. Another flashed only briefly, so briefly that fans had to slow it down frame by frame to capture it. I missed the sound of your laugh in the studio. At first, it sounded like a note to ARMY, but then came the theory that flipped everything upside down. What if it wasn't meant for fans but for the members? Specifically, Taehyung, Jimin, Jungkook, Yoongi, Hoseok, BTS, the brothers he left behind. Fans began rewatching the performance, noting changes in Jin's vocal delivery. In the second verse of The Astronaut, he altered the tone slightly, speaking certain lines more softly, almost like whispers. One part stood out. "When I'm with you, there's no end." Except this time, he added a beat of silence afterward, and then looked directly into the camera. It wasn't theatrical. It was intentional. Many now believe that this small pause, this glance, was a message meant for the members watching from afar, unable to be there beside him due to their own schedules, obligations, or military enlistment. But the most chilling moment came during the final chorus. Behind Jin, the LED screen displayed 7 constellations, faint, blinking in the background. At first, it looked like a random star map, until a fan cross-referenced IT. IT was BTS's official star map, the exact constellation used in their 2021 Permission to Dance teaser poster, one that fans had long believed symbolized the group's eternal bond. Now, it had returned behind Jin, not by accident, but as a silent signal, a whisper in the stars, and the fandom broke down. He wasn't just performing, he was reaching out. This wasn't for us, it was for them. He used the only space he had to speak to the ones he can't see right now. Even the choice of outfit came under scrutiny. Jin wore a long coat stitched with faint lines across the chest and sleeves. Fans now believe it mimicked the path of BTS's logo when mapped on a circle, and perhaps the most emotional discovery. After the show ended, as Jin exited the stage, he gave a subtle salute. But it wasn't the military kind. It was a 2-finger gesture across his heart, then a point to the sky, a signal that longtime armies recognized immediately. It was the same sign he gave to the members during their Bon Voyage 2 trip, right before they separated at the airport, and Jin quietly said, "This is how I'll tell you I miss you." And now, years later, he was using it again, silently on stage in front of 55,000 people, but meant only for 6. Was Jin trying to send a message BTS couldn't say publicly? That's the question that's now haunting the fandom. Why so many cryptic signals? Why so many intimate visual choices? Why such an emotionally restrained, carefully coded performance? Some believe Jin is not allowed to speak freely due to his military status, contractual limitations, or internal agency restrictions. Others suggest this is how he copes, with distance, silence, and symbolism. But what no one doubts anymore is that nothing in that performance was random. Not the stars, not the lyrics, not the timing, and certainly not the tears he wiped away backstage. A former BTS stage designer, speaking anonymously to Dispatch, admitted, Jin was very specific about the stage. He gave feedback on every visual. He wanted the stars, the handwritten letters, the lighting, everything to feel like a dream. A memory you could carry with you. I now realize he wasn't designing it for the fans. He was designing it for someone else. Now fans are decoding everything. Fan forums have exploded with interpretations. TikTok videos break down each frame. Reddit threads track eye contact, breathing patterns, body language. A viral Twitter thread with over 3 million views is titled, "Jin spoke to BTS that night. Here's how we know." And with no official denial from HYB, the silence feels like confirmation. Even RM's latest Instagram story, a single image of the night sky with no caption, has fans convinced. The stars in the image? mapped perfectly to the LED backdrop of Jin's Tokyo Performance. And now, fans wait, not for a comeback, not for another song, but for a sign, a letter, a whisper from Jin or from the members, to confirm what everyone already feels in their bones, that in a sea of people, Jin was speaking to Six Dot, and they heard him wherever they are. As the lights dimmed and Jin stepped into the shadows once again, ARMYs were left not only heartbroken, but obsessed. For a fandom that has always read between the lines, this was different. This wasn't a theory. This was a trail of emotional breadcrumbs, and the more they looked, the more they found a fan from South Korea released a viral 20-minute breakdown titled, "He was talking to BTS the whole time." Within hours, translations in over 15 languages flooded YouTube and Twitter. The video highlights the moment the instrumental shifts during the second verse, right as the words, "You and I, there's no end," are sung. At that moment, a faint ripple of blue and purple light crosses the LED floor, forming a pattern that, when paused frame by frame, resembles BTS's official flower emblem. Coincidence? ARMY doesn't believe in coincidences anymore, especially not after the final whisper, during Jin's backstage mic check, leaked through a crew member's accidental Instagram story. He can be heard humming a familiar tune off camera before his Tokyo performance, "Young Forever." A song he never sang that night, a song about fear of losing time, a song that ends with, "Forever, we are young." He wasn't humming for fans, he was humming for his brothers, and perhaps for himself. Why would Jin communicate in code? The question is heavy, emotional, and quietly political. Military enlisted idols in South Korea are often placed under strict observation and censorship, especially when participating in international cultural events. They are not allowed to freely express political views, send public messages that could be interpreted as endorsements, or make emotional declarations outside authorized scripts, which leaves art as the only language left. A lyric here, a glance there, a visual echo of a memory only 7 people in the world would fully understand. And that's what fans now believe happened in Tokyo. Jin, locked in silence, built a visual poem out of light and sound to speak to his members. He didn't need to say names, he didn't need to hold a mic and confess. He designed the stage as a love letter they would recognize instantly. And the world became his envelope. How are the other BTS members reacting? They haven't said much. But what they've said speaks volumes. Namjoon RM posted a photo of the sky just minutes after Jin's performance ended. Captionless. But the sky matched the exact star pattern displayed behind Jin. Jimin posted a blurred photo of 7 paper cranes, one slightly torn, one with a smudge of what fans think is ink or a tear. No words, just silence. Jungkook, during a brief live stream, played a tracklist with one song that caught everyone's attention, Let Go, a Japanese BTS ballad about parting ways, but not forgetting. Taehyung shared a black and white clip of a piano melody he'd composed, one that fans later overlaid on Jin's Tokyo performance. It matched perfectly. The tempo, the tone, the sorrow. They aren't saying it with words, they're speaking Jin's language now, and fans are listening. And then the internet broke again. HYB remained silent, but that silence only fueled ARMY's determination. An anonymous Reddit post, claiming to be from a former HYB insider, wrote, "He wasn't given freedom to speak, but he was given the stage." That was enough for him, because he knew the members would hear it, no matter how far. Whether true or not, the sentiment reverberated across social media. TikTok edits began labeling the Tokyo performance as the hidden reunion. Fans began calling the LED star symbols the constellation code. Threads with names like "Every frame Jin used to speak to BTS, and he didn't wave to fans because he was saluting the 6" climbed into trending status on Korean and Japanese Twitter. Even non-ARMY viewers began taking interest in the phenomenon, fascinated by the idea that an artist could hide messages in plain sight, seen by millions, understood by only a few.